looking for a night of music and storytelling, we've got an incredible opportunity for you. Joining us today is Luis and Philip Cutler. They are part of an evening with the Minstrels Redefined. It is in Fort Collins, and we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. We're glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you back. So talk to us about the event and the roles that you both have.
Okay, so the evening with the Minstrels Redefined is one of my Black History Month events. I do a month-long series of events in Fort Collins, and the evening with the Minstrels is partnering with the Fort Collins Symphony. So it's going to be a quartet of symphony members that will be playing all Black composers, the music, because you rarely ever get to hear Black composers' music, and so this is something we really thought would be an amazing thing to do during Black History Month.
Yeah, a rare but necessary cultural experience.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yes.
So as you re-examine history with music, tell me how that works.
Well, I mean, really, it's me and my friend Z. That's my singer. We're gonna be playing "A Change Gonna Come," which we feel like was a really powerful, like.
Maybe the best song ever written.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a little biased, but the best song ever.
At least for like. For like our current times, you know what I mean? Because like oftentimes it feels like nothing's ever really gonna change. And I think like that's kind of the space that a lot of people are in right now. Is that like you know like things feel, especially like the system at large feels very unaddressable from like the individual personal level. You know what I mean? And I feel like that song kind of addresses that.
Yeah. So that's a great way to kind of bring that history into the forefront. And that's because even with like the different composers that we also have a young lady that is right now. She's a contemporary composer that we'll be using, and her name is Jessie Montgomery. And so being able to kind of bridge that gap of these composers from back in the day who broke through barriers and opened the doors, and then to have her as one of the last pieces that we played that evening.
Powerful.
By the quartet.
And Luis, you lead a studio community arts program. So
I do.
Share with us your inspiration and how this all kind of like ties together and what you have to do to put it together. That's
Actually,
a lot.
it is a lot. Like I said, I started doing this a few years ago, and I'm all about community building, and I had to look at how to build a community, because when you're in Fort Collins in Colorado in general, it's predominantly white, and that's okay. But how do I build that community within the Fort Collins community without alienating? And so basically what I do is I do it through the arts. And so I create a month of programs within Fort Collins where I bring in Black instructors, Black artists, and they come and they do all of the instructing, they do that. And I had last week at the workshop, I had a lady come to me and she was like, wow, this is amazing. Why do you do this? And I said, because of community. I want to bridge the gap. I want to create this community where everybody is welcomed and everybody feels welcome. And you have this multicultural conversation going on. And she said to me, she said, this is wonderful because I don't think my son would ever get an opportunity to be around Black people other than at this event. On a regular.
That is so powerful. And then creating spaces for your own son to perform and to educate and empower. Girl, kudos to you.
It's crazy. I've never seen so many Black people in the same place in Fort Collins. You know,
That part.
Like growing up. Yeah.
Right. And and so it's good for them because doing the programs, they get to see other Black people, whereas, because you don't see any congregations of it. And so the events that I do, the art exhibits that I do, it brings more and more out so that we can be together, but not just us being together, but just the whole entire community getting to know each other and being together.
Beautiful. Philip, we could talk more and more and more, but we want to hear you perform. Would you grace us with your
absolutely.
artistry,
Sure.
please?
Yep, I came with a little something prepared, so give me just one second. Do you mind if I stand?
No, please.
Yes,
This is
we
an
watch
original
it.
song we're
Yes,
hearing.
this is an original
man.
song.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Sweet.